There we are. Ow, woo, friends and enemies. So, I did a lot of housework today. I mowed 2 acres worth of land. I have caffeine. Let's get to it, shall we? Anyway, today I sent in my audition for a job and got caught back up, in addition to all the stuff I already listed, to where we were, which was right there, before the save file corrupted. So here we go. Let's start.
Welcome. I am Naylina. I don't recognize you as one of our expected clients today. Would you like me to see when the consort will be able to meet with you?
Can't I just go in?
I'm afraid not. Yeah, you must understand there are many who seek the consort services. But if you wish to leave your name, she'll make every effort to meet with you.
Commander Shepard. I'm with the Spectres.
Excellent. You should hear something in, 3 or 4 months.
What do you do here, Nolina?
I'm one of the consort's acolytes. Many of the people here today will not see the consort, but they expect to be attended to just the same. It's our job to ensure that they leave contented.
What is the consort? What does she do?
It's difficult to explain. She's many things to many people, and something different for each. Some seek her for advice, some for entertainment, others still for pleasure. Most of the time, our clients won't realize what they were seeking until after she has provided it for them.
I think I'm done here.
Oh, well, I hope you'll return again in the future. We always enjoy seeing new clients.
Naylina,
Yes, Shaira?
send the commander up to see me. I wish to speak with him.
Wait, what?
Yes, of course, mistress. Huh. It appears the consort has taken notice of you. She'd like to meet with you now.
Where do I go?
Just head upstairs. She'll be waiting for you.
Stairs.
That is close enough, Commander. I've heard a great many things about you since your arrival here in our citadel.
What exactly do you do?
That depends on your needs. I offer advice to some, comfort to others. I have a certain problem that could use your expertise.
Maybe I can help.
I have a friend, Septimus, a retired Turian general. I won't discuss the details, but he wanted me to be more than I could be. We had a falling out. Now he spends his days in Korra's den, drinking and spreading lies about me. If you would speak to him as a fellow soldier, I believe he will listen to you and let the matter be.
What happened between you?
I respect his privacy too much to go into the details. If he wishes to tell you what happened, that is his prerogative.
What exactly do you want me to tell him?
Appeal to his sense of honor. Remind him of his position as a general. If you can convince him to stop spreading lies about me, I would be very grateful. Now I must ask you to take your leave. I have many clients waiting to see me.
Alright, so we just got a side quest slash loyalty quest for an NPC that is not a member of our party. That's fucking cool.
I have to admit I'm a little nervous.
That's understandable.
Alright. Let's see here. Let's try taking this bridge. C-Sec and the embassies are back this way. So... okay. I think I'm starting to get the layout of the Citadel a little bit better. It's not as cumbersome as it was before. kind of glad I actually took a week off at this point. Like this particular game, I've waited a whole week before playing again because I wanted to make sure I got all of the things in the save file that I needed to get. So we've got all these assignments we've got to finish. Then we've got Novaria and Pharaohs to look into. Huh. Oh, I just remembered there's one of the keepers somewhere where we had a quest with, Talia. Yeah. I think it's in... Okay. Ward's locations. It's close to the med clinic, I think.
Don't kid yourself. It's even bigger than it looks.
How would you know?
I got a tour. One of 500 to see the Ascension from the inside out.
Really?
Took almost 6 hours and we only saw 1/10 of the ship. I even got to meet the commander.
Matriarch Ladanya. You met her?
Well, she addressed everyone on the tour, but I got pretty close to her.
Huh, just look at that ship. You'd have to be stupid to mess with that.
Very true. She's got almost as much firepower as the rest of the
I keep forgetting interact. Keep forgetting that the interact button. So that takes you to the Presidium. Okay. There you are. Hello, little one. I have to find 13 more of those little suckers. This is the way I came in. There's the entrance from the Presidium. Double check to make sure we get all of the ones in the areas we've already explored is part of the reason I'm doing this.
Commander, what do you want?
What's bothering you, General?
I've seen a lot of horrible things in my days, and there's only one woman in this damn galaxy that helps me forget it.
This is pathetic. What could a woman do to put you in this state?
'Cause she rejected me! Me! Septimus Oraka, General of the Turian Fleet!
Is she really worth it? There must be other women.
It's not just any woman I want. It's her, and her alone. Look, kid, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but don't waste your time.
General, did you ever win a battle by moping in a bar?
Ha, war. That's what this feels like, all right. How did I let it come to this? So you think it's that easy? Just straighten up and act like a general?
It damn well couldn't hurt.
Huh. Maybe you're right, Commander. Shaira's worth the effort. Even if she won't have me back.
This is no place for someone of your stature, General.
All right. I'll go to her. After I've had a cold shower or two. Say, you're a bright kid. Would you be interested in earning a few extra credits?
What do you want me to do?
There's an Elcor diplomat out there who believes Shaira gave up his secrets.
And why is that?
Because I told him. Look, I just need you to convince him of the truth.
What makes you think he'll believe me?
You'll bring him proof. Take this datapad. It shows where I got my info. It will exonerate Shaira and convince the Elcor.
Who am I taking it to, and where is he?
His name is Zaltan. He's an Elcor diplomat. He's over in the embassies complaining about Shaira. Well, here's to soldiers acting like soldiers. Thanks, Commander. You know, you might make a good general yourself one day.
Double checking the back doors in Cora's den, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Is there a keeper in here? Nope, there's an optical storage disc. This is the room where we convinced him to. Okay.
Anything you want, you can find for sale in the wards, legal or otherwise.
There we go. Any keepers in here? No little buggy fellows here. No little keepers.
Commander, I wasn't expecting to see you again. Is there something you want?
The truth?
You can start by telling me the truth, Shorban.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
We're not buying it. Jalid told us you've been after him.
You spoke with Jalid? Then you know about the data?
No, but you're gonna tell me. Everything.
You boys can go. Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander. Jalid and I just got a little over our heads.
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jalid and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the Keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the Keepers?
What's so special about that?
The Keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them. Don't you see? We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
Why are you trying to kill your partner?
I'm not trying to kill him. Jalid's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
So you're just trying to get back what Jalid already stole?
We lost our heads. We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
I suppose a little scanning here and there won't hurt anyone?
Very good.
Hey, Rod.
Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
I'll go have a chat with him right now.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
You're Commander Shepard, the hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
Who are you?
Do I know you?
No, I'm just a fan. One of your biggest fans, actually. My name is Conrad. Conrad Werner. They say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
Really?
They say a lot of things. I was too busy killing them to count.
Hey, I know you're probably busy, but, do you have time for a quick autograph?
suppose.
Here you go.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. My wife is going to be so impressed. I'll let you get back to work. But next time you're on Earth, I'd love to buy you a drink. Thanks again!
Hello, Earth Clan. No doubt you've just come back from the colonies. Will you be needing supplies?
Yes.
Show me what you've got.
Most excellent. I am sure you will find something pleasing.
So... back. Obsidian locations. Moore's locations. Let's actually see where the fast travel station is at the markets where we just were. But yeah, so here is where that fast travel station is, and it's on the floor with expatriate Volus.
This isn't a proof of purchase.
It's a bank statement. It shows that I bought something from you. And I
Come on. Open the door. Looks like I've got an exclamation point right here.
Commander Shepard? Excuse me, Commander Shepard! I'm Emily Wong. I'm a journalist investigating corruption on the Citadel. You recently took down a man named Fist, reportedly a member of some sort of organized crime ring. Did you find any evidence in his office? Is there anything you can share with me?
Please help.
These OSDs might have the information you're looking for.
You've got Fist's files? This could be even bigger than I'd hoped. Here, Commander, for your trouble. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should go see what's on these discs.
So Emily Wong is a good journalist. The other one actively is anti-Spectre and actively anti, well, us, as results. So... okay. And then this leads directly to CSEC Academy, which we already have unlocked. This leads to the med clinic.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from Fist's thugs, Commander. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been there.
Okay. Happy to help.
I'm just glad you weren't hurt.
Me too. Now, was there anything you needed?
I need supplies.
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
There we go. Is there a keeper in this room? There is not a keeper in this room. There's a keeper right here, though. That door is sealed. So, back to CSEC. How many keepers are there left to scan? That would be something the journal could tell us. We need to scan 12 more. We can find 12 more keepers. It's done. $11 more keepers.
Hey, I know you. You're Shepard, right? I saw the monument at Akuz. They got a whole section about you there. It's a miracle you survived.
Looks like you have a fan.
I'm sorry, I just never thought I'd meet someone like you in person. My name's Lang, Officer Eddie Lang, Citadel Security. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. What are you doing down here in the wards? Anything I can help you with?
Do you know a CSEC officer named Harkin?
I shouldn't really say too much. He's been on the force a lot longer than me. But I've heard things, you know? Drinking on the job, taking bribes, that kind of thing. Rumors mostly, but they suspended him, so some of it must be true.
Why'd you join Citadel Security?
I don't know. Seemed like the right thing to do, you know? Maybe it's in my blood.
getting better at it.
My grandfather was a cop back on Earth. It's kind of what CSEC is. Police for the Citadel. I'm still pretty new at it, but I like it so far. Way more interesting than staying back on Earth. You get to meet all kinds of cool aliens, like those Hanar. Wild. Plus, CSEC gets a lot of respect here. We uphold the law. People, even aliens, appreciate that.
How do you like working here on the Citadel?
This place is amazing. I've been here almost a year, and I still haven't seen a tenth of it. The Presidium's just so beautiful. Good place to go and relax. But I really like it here down in the wards. There's always something going on somewhere. Like that new club they just opened a few months ago, Flux. Wicked scene in there, Commander. You should check it out when you have some time.
Still haven't even bumped into Flux yet.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Just the stuff they show in the vids. They always make them out to be super agents on secret missions to save the galaxy. I know it's not really like that, though. Some of the other CSEC guys don't like them too much. Figure they shouldn't be able to operate outside the law. But if they were so bad, the Council wouldn't use them, right?
Alright, that's
I have to
everything
go.
we could talk to him
Right.
about.
You're probably real busy. Well, see you around, Commander.
Coming up in a report later today, Emily Wong investigates corruption on the Citadel and uncovers a full-blown crime syndicate.
Okay, so that just loops around. This, however, probably doesn't. This is the CSEC Training Academy. Encryption skill too low, you say? Don't have decryption skill because I'm not a sentinel.
Huddle up!
Hello again. Did you have any luck finding Shorban?
I'm afraid so.
I found out you've been lying to me, Jalid.
Lying? Why would I lie to you?
You forgot to mention the data about the Keeper.
He told you? I didn't mean for any of this to happen.
You forgot to ask.
I
Did
was
you have a good
afraid
birthday?
Shorban would kill me to get the data, so I...
We did.
Well, I was hoping you'd take care of him.
Relax.
I'm scanning the Keepers for Shorban, but you two need to stop fighting.
You're helping us? But... well, if you say so. Well, if Shorban can forgive and forget, then so can I. I appreciate the help, Commander. I better go get that data analyzed.
let's go ahead and check out the squad. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Put a point here. Going to go ahead and upgrade the row twice. So I could upgrade lift once too while I'm at it. So that took care of Jalid. Then air traffic control. Or rather space traffic control. So we got everything we can from here.
You always see a few civilians hanging around the academy waiting to speak to an officer about
some problem or another. Sorry about that. Okay. Assignments. Zeltan believed the rumors and has taken false information. The Elcor Embassy.
some problem or other.
Then we've scanned half of the keepers. Probably gonna at some point get like a walkthrough or something, go through it then, but decryption skill too low to even interact. Ah, it's fun. Okay. Let's head to the nearest fast travel station and return to Consort's chambers. Okay.
That's right. It was. You're with the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
Commander, I recently received a lovely note from Septimus. Thank you for speaking with him.
It was my honor to aid you.
You are too kind, Commander, but I would not expect you to help me out of the kindness of your heart. I also have one more thing to give you, if you are interested.
What are you offering me?
I offer a gift of words, an affirmation of who you are and who you will become. I see you. Your uniform fits as though you were born wearing it. You are a soldier through and through, proud, solitary, alone, but it gives you strength. That strength is what kept you alive when everyone around you was dying. You alone survived. You will continue to survive. This may be who you are, but it is not who you will become. It only forms the basis for your future greatness. Remember these words when doubt descends, Commander.
You have quite a gift, Shaira.
Thank you. Not everyone appreciates it as you do. Never underestimate the power of words. And now I must ask you to leave. I have done everything I can for you. Remember my words, Commander Shepard. They will give you strength.
Hello again. The consort is very pleased with everything that you have done for her.
I think I'm done here.
Of course. Come back anytime.
Fast travel to the embassies in order to deal with the person who was fed the lies. That door is currently locked. There we go.
Strange greeting, human. This is really not a good time.
I know who revealed your secret. It was a Turian named Septimus.
Unbelieving, I know this Septimus, and he could not learn my secrets. The only way he could learn them is from the Asari consort.
Actually, we have proof. Look at this.
Confused. This is difficult to fathom. If the Turian could learn this on his own, dismayed, anyone can discover my secret.
The Septimus is a powerful man, and it wasn't easy for him to find.
Relieved. I suppose you are correct, human. Thank you for this information. Startled realization. I must speak with the consort. She will be most displeased with my actions. Anxious request. Please, human, if you will excuse me, I must go now.
I'm sure she'll forgive you. It was an honest mistake.
Doubtful. Perhaps you are right, human. I can only hope so. Thankful. That was a great thing you did, Commander. Approving. You see, Din, not all humans are as you say.
I'm sure the Earth Clan stands to profit from this in some way.
Apologetic. Do not listen to my Volus compatriot. It was a good thing you did, regardless of your intentions.
Thank you, Callan. Wow. Callan is... Thank you for the lurk. We appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. Let's see here. Journal. Okay. Sorry, Critical Role somehow opened on my phone, and I didn't turn it on. Concerning. Very concerning. Okay, so I've got 2 UNC missions, a strange transmission, discussing some sort of biotic commune, and then Conrad Werner seems like a harmless fan. So, Dr. Salion's last known whereabouts. Commercial system in the Kepler Verge. Okay. Citadel Rapid Transit. Wards access.
I've told you before, you're not allowed in here.
This one believes it has the right to move freely through this area.
That Hanar refuses to listen to reason. Why can't it act in an orderly and lawful manner?
Be more open-minded.
You should be more tolerant. It's just trying to express its beliefs.
I am not unreasonable. The Hanar is free to spew its nonsense once it purchases an evangelical permit.
Rules of permit.
So if the Hanar gets a permit, it's allowed to preach?
No. Registered evangelicals must follow regulations. There are specific areas where preaching is legal. Failure to follow the regulations results in the forfeiture of the license.
Reason for permit?
What's the purpose behind the evangelical permits?
Forcing religious evangelicals to register for a permit weeds out undesirables. It keeps the area safe. The Citadel is too important to become a battleground for a religious war.
Why don't you just arrest the Hanar?
I could arrest the Jelly, but my superior has requested that I find a solution that does not anger the Hanar. The Hanar become vocal when they feel their religious beliefs are being suppressed.
If you'd like, I could talk to the Hanar for you.
I have argued with the stubborn Jelly all afternoon. You are certainly welcome to try.
Do you desire to learn of the Enkindlers? Or has the Honorable CSEC officer enlisted assistance?
Why is the CSEC officer harassing you?
The CSEC officer requests that this one purchase an evangelical permit to spread the truth of the Enkindlers.
So you're breaking the law by preaching without a permit right now?
The CSEC officer states that preaching in this place is forbidden, and preaching anywhere on the Citadel requires a permit. This one humbly submits that it is not preaching to state the truth of the Enkindlers, and thus no permit should be necessary.
So you're breaking the law by preaching without a permit right now?
The CSEC officer states this one humbly submits that it is not preaching to state the truth.
Who are the Enkindlers?
Your people know them as the Protheans. They are the true creators of this one's people. The Enkindlers raised the Hanar from ignorance into consciousness by granting this one's people the gift of speech.
Let me talk to the CSEC officer. Perhaps I can explain the situation.
This one would be most grateful for the assistance.
Any progress with that Hanar?
I think you should let the Hanar preach in the Presidium.
The Presidium is a place of culture and respect. It should not be filled with zealots shouting their idiocy. Why should the Jellies get special treatment? Every other species understands and obeys the laws.
If I purchased the evangelical permit myself, would that take care of things?
As long as it stays in approved areas once it has the permit, yes. That would solve the issue for me.
I'll be back.
I don't care what you have to do. Just get rid of that Hanar.
Has the CSEC officer been assuaged?
I'll keep working on it.
This one will continue to spread its message.
Go about purchasing that permit is the question. CSEC, I'm guessing. Right?
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be disturbed. The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
Hey, you're that shepherd kid.
Hey,
Been a long time, huh?
Have we met?
I guess you don't remember me. Lieutenant Zabaleta? I worked with your mother. We served on the carrier Einstein. Well, that was 12, 13 years back, though. You were just a kid then.
Einstein.
I didn't see her much that tour. The ship was on patrol most of the time.
Hey, call your mom up and ask. She'd remember old Zabaleta. She'd vouch for me. Look, I need a favor. I'm kind of short on money these days. I hate hitting you up for money, but a man's gotta eat, right? So, could you spare something? Maybe 20 credits.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
You're a good kid, you know that? Thanks. You ever want to come by and talk, I'll be here. Huh? Can't afford a ticket home, right?
So how are you liking your posting at the academy?
It's good. Busy, though. I can't believe how many people you get coming in from the wards.
Yeah, it's the busiest station on the Citadel. You'll never get bored.
It is not, but we could still use a few more men.
That's what
Sometimes I envy your biotic abilities, Doctor, but then all your people have such skill.
While the Asari have natural biotic abilities, not all have the desire to learn to use their abilities effectively.
Of course, I intended no disrespect to the effort you have put into your training. Pardon me.
Scanned earlier. So that's how we got back here. We have not been to Flux yet. This'll be new.
You should be careful when you say that around.
What? Everyone knows Fist is one of the local criminals.
Maybe.
Hey, good to see another human in here.
Sorry, I'm kind of busy right now. So, what can I do for you?
What were you discussing with the Volus?
Who, Doran? Oh, I was just asking him about my sister. See, she worked for Doran before she left to... Ugh, sorry. I don't want to bore you with my problems.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, okay. My sister Jenna left here to go work at Cora's Den. The problem is, she's working as an informant for CSEC. You know, eavesdropping on the people there. If they find out what she's doing, they'll kill her.
I assume CSEC is protecting her?
They can't watch her all the time. I don't know. Sometimes I think she stays there just to spite me.
Do you know who her contact at CSEC is?
No, it's all very secret. Last time I asked an officer, he told me to stay out of it, for Jenna's safety.
Maybe I could help her understand just how dangerous Cora's Den is.
Would you? That'd be great. Just don't tell her I sent you. Well, I should get back to work before I get in trouble. Thanks.
Flux has another floor.
I'm waiting for someone else.
There's actually a gambling minigame. That's interesting. So that's what the low stakes are. Okay. Do the game.
I believe this machine has been tampered with, and someone is funneling credits to a private account. I will attempt to trace the signal.
Towards access corridor. Okay. There's stuff going on in Cora's Den too, so there should be someone new to interact with. Or someone old to interact with who's just doing something suspicious. Okay. Okay. Then we'll go to Cora's Den and deal with that quest in just a bit. Okay. Yep, new exclamation point on the map.
Binary Helix has settled out of court with a Krogan group that had accused the Genetics Corporation of fraud. The Krogan group had contracted Binary Helix to perform studies with a long-range goal of curing their genetic sterilization. The group later sued for a return of investment money when the study produced no viable results.
What do you say we head down to Cora's Den after shift?
Sounds good. Some of the others are going for Novio's farewell thing.
Our quarry has employed a hidden relay to redirect their signal. I shall trace the new signal.
Financial district of the Presidium. Okay. Let's go to Cora's Den while we're down here, yeah? If we can find the door for Cora's Den, of course. Cora. Scan. Already scanned this bug. 2 wards.
In breaking news, Chairman Burns of the Parliament Subcommittee on Transhuman Studies has been kidnapped by biotic extremists. The biotics commandeered a freighter and were last seen in the Hades Gamma Cluster. No demands have yet been made.
goes down is this way.
Hi, I'll be with you in just a sec.
I'll wait right here.
Why do I get the feeling you're not here to order drinks?
I need to talk to you about your work with CSEC.
I don't know what you're talking about. Now, if you don't mind, I need to get back to my customers.
This isn't a game, Jenna. These people are dangerous.
Now you sound like my sister. Why is everyone so concerned about me? I can take care of myself. I need to go. I'm not a stripper. I don't get paid to stand around and look pretty.
Stubborn girl.
If you've got questions about Jenna, meet me at CSEC Academy.
What did you just say?
Push off. I never did nothing to you. Damn newcomers. Think they can run the place.
That's Chelik. What's he up to?
I guess we'd better go find out.
I mean, we're a Spectre, so we should have clearance. That's the problem, though. Covert missions and all. Jeez. Okay. CSEC Academy. That way to the Presidium. And then this one to the docking bay. This one to the wards. Oh, I see. CSEC is connected to all three, so.
Detective Chelik, come into my office. I want to discuss this in private. No offense, Commander, but what the hell were you thinking?
I don't follow you.
You could have blown Jenna's cover.
We were just getting information, Chelik.
I gathered that. It might seem cold letting her take all the risk, but we're keeping a close eye on her.
But you're still using her.
This job isn't easy and it's usually unpleasant. I'll take help anywhere I can find it. But since you're so concerned with her safety, maybe there's a way we can help each other.
Shrewd, Detective. Very shrewd.
As part of the job. Now, are you gonna help me or not?
I'll help you, but I need some details.
I'm trying to track down an illegal arms producer. I just need some of their product. Thanks to Jenna's intel, I've learned there's a seller here on the Citadel. Meet our man named Jax. Pick up the mods and bring them back here. That'll give me everything I need.
Why are you so concerned about these mods?
We have access to some of the most sophisticated weaponry there is. It's what gives us our edge. What do you suppose happens when we lose that edge? These give criminals an advantage we can't afford to let them keep.
I'll persuade Jax to tell me where these mods are coming from.
No. You tip Jax off and all my leads will disappear faster than you can say bad bust.
Where can I find this Jax?
Jax is down in the lower level of the markets. I'll send word through our channels that you're the buyer. Good luck, Commander.
Welcome back, EarthClan. Will you be needing supplies for your return to the colonies?
I think I'll be going.
As you say, EarthClan. Good day to you.
Hold it. That's close enough, Army. You got my payment?
I didn't come here to look.
Show them the merchandise.
Looks good.
Damn straight it is. These mods are the best on the market. Now hand over my credits.
Here you go.
Here you go. Enjoy it. Come on, boys. We're done here.
Back. Head back up to the detective's office.
Commander, I hear you have something for me.
Here's your shipment, Chelik.
Excellent. This is everything I need. Huh. Maybe more than I need. Here, Commander, take this. I won't need it, and you've earned some payment for your work. As for Jenna, I'll make sure we get her out of Kor's den immediately. Now, I need to get these mods into evidence. Thanks again, Shepard.
So we are at only 6 keepers remaining. That's cool. There are some unusual readings we have to go deal with, and we have to find Dr. Salion. We've also got to call Shepard's mother. Duh. Where's locations? Back. Exit. I'm gonna see if I can unlock the fast travel to the docks. To document.
In remembrance of Eden Prime, we present another Profile in Courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatia. A devoted wife and talented chef, serviceman Bhatia joined the Alliance military under the Deferred Education Plan. After finishing her service, Bhatia planned to open a restaurant. Instead, she gave her life protecting the colonists of Eden Prime. For more profiles in courage, or to explore opportunities in the military, please visit the Alliance Military on the extranet. Keyword, courage.
Hello, little keeper. We've already scanned you. Okay. So there's no fast travel station here, so CSEC is how we get back to the Normandy whenever we need to. Okay. Got it.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress. Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Anything you need, Commander?
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Okay, so I'm trying to remember where the phone is. I think we just used the wrong thing, didn't we? Yes, we did. Go back the other way. Comm terminal. We can open it.
Computer, give me a real-time connection to the Dreadnought Kilimanjaro. I want to speak to my mother, XO Shepard.
Shepard speak? Oh, hi. I don't have time for a personal call right now. I'm on duty.
I know what that's like. Do you remember a Lieutenant Zabaleta from the Einstein?
Ernesto? Have you heard from him? He was one of the Marines who guarded the CIC. We shared a watch. I lost track of him after there was an incident.
I've seen him here on the Citadel. Looks like he's had some hard times.
I don't doubt it. You remember the Batarian raid on Mindwar in 2170? You were in high school. The Einstein's task group responded to the Mayday. The Batarians were still pulling out when the Marines hit groundside. Zabaleta was one of the first down. He was never quite the same after.
I don't understand. What happened down there?
About every abomination that a sentient being can do to another. To a slaver, a person is just another animal. And humans aren't always liked out here. We heard about corralling, culling. They'd shoot those they couldn't use, implant control devices in the skulls of those they could, without anesthetic.
It's that bad.
He has post-traumatic stress because of what he saw?
He tried to keep working, but it rode him. He showed up drunk on duty more and more. We couldn't always cover for him. The Alliance discharged him. Everyone knew he drank because of what he'd seen down there, even if he never talked about it. Especially because he never talked about it.
For it to have affected him that deeply, he must have been a very sensitive man.
He was. Always in laughter and tears. If you see him, tell him we still worry about him. Tell him to go to the Veterans Affairs office. I have to go. But take care of yourself. You're making us proud. Kilimanjaro out.
I believe this is a good place to take a break. When we come back, we're going to switch over to doing Murder Monday. Murder Monday is the day that you watch me try and fail to play a Borderlands game. Mass Effect Monday is the segment we're ending right now. We will be right back, and Murder Monday will begin. Woo again, friends and enemies. A woo again. Right, we have left Mass Effect. Entered the wonderful world of the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Oh boy. Yeah. We're gonna be doing this for the last roughly hour of stream. Because I need to, you know, chill. Life sucked. Seeing, doing something relatively fun. Yeah. The Wonderland's overworld is where we're currently at. Okay. The Weep Wild Darkness is on the other side. So let's quickly visit... Actually, no, let's just fast travel. So as you can see, I have been playing off-screen, but I haven't made very much story progress.
Aloha.
Oh, hello! Hello, hello! Hello, Dark Souls DM. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, hello. How are you doing?
We are not good, but we don't want to talk about it. Hence why we're playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands right now. Because Mass Effect took a turn that was too dark for a second. And I'm like, eh.
So now you need to blow shit up.
Yes, so now I need to blow shit up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, you've met our fourth player.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think I've met Aiden, question mark? Maybe?
Well, you had an interaction.
We have. Was this not just today? But like, Aiden is in the carnival, right?
No.
Oh, then I have not interacted with this Aiden before.
Yes, Aiden is actually goes by I think what is his handle online normally? Dreaddrake.
Okay.
That being said, he is a member of one of my other teams.
Okay, gotcha. So,
and yes, and I vetted him with Josie as well.
Okay. Copy.
He is aware that we have 3 systems within the group.
Okay.
And how do I put it? He will do his best to make sure that he addresses everyone appropriately.
Fair.
And that's all we can ask, really, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we apologize if we may have been switchy the last few days.
I haven't noticed anything, but then again, we haven't really interacted.
Yeah, but
I've been a little busy doing other things.
Yeah, I don't know for certain any, like, what interactions any of me other than this me might have had. We were really out of it the last couple days.
No, we haven't really had any interactions, at least from our understanding.
Okay, good.
It's more the, we've been focused on getting things prepared for tomorrow.
Gotcha.
And we are excited now.
Yeah. Because we got how many players? We got 4?
We have 4 and possibly a 5th.
Interested.
Josie messaged us about the 5th about 10-ish, 20-ish minutes ago.
Okay.
And asked if we would assist them in vetting them.
And it may be someone I know, it may be someone I don't. I don't know.
I was told... Let me see here. A friend of JJ's, possibly.
Friend of JJ's, possibly. Okay.
Yeah, there was another person, who we had found out. The person before we brought, Drake into the game, who we were considering joining, failed the vetting process because they were too young. Because they were 13.
Good lord. Like, so like, how did they even wind up on the list again?
Because they came from the graveyard. And I guess they didn't realize that the graveyard was an 18+ server.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
so,
that'd do it.
Josie caught some things, and then we caught some things, and then we basically outright asked them.
Okay.
And
yeah,
when they
the graveyard is marked as 18+ in the rules, if I'm remembering right.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
we actually aren't members of the graveyard.
Okay, hang on. Let me double check the graveyard real quick.
I'm sorry.
Fairly certain it's in the rules. So hang on. Let me double check. I might be wrong. Yep, right at the very top of the rules section. This is an 18+ server, so be mindful.
Yep. I don't think they read the server rules then.
Oh boy. I mean, yeah, we get that there are some kids that are fans of Grimm's content, but like Grimm has made it clear they wanted this server to be 18+.
Mm-hmm. And that's fair. Like I said, when we discovered that they were 18, we passed the message back along to Josie, and they left the server and got situated in the carnival because the carnival is not 18+. So perhaps they'll find what they're looking for there. It was one of the more positive interactions I've had with a minor.
Yeah, that's fair. The last interaction we had.
What? No, I didn't.
It's right there. It's in the way of our character.
Maybe it's not a cheese curl. Mayhaps it is a powerful ancient
Sorry,
meteor that fell
Tina's
from
being a chaos DM right now.
So a lesser version of me.
That I totally already had ready to get the key to unlock it.
She put a Cheeto on a board to symbolize an ancient meteor. I wish I was kidding. Like,
oh no, I didn't think you were.
Okay, like I'm taking a screenshot now.
I was laughing because that sounds like Tina.
Yeah, you've played Borderlands?
I have.
Okay, then yeah, you've seen it then. I'm actually gonna share it to
I
my...
actually technically have started kind of sort of playing through BL3.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
But I kind of did lost the I don't really feel like playing it.
Oh, fair.
I don't know why. I just don't feel it.
Well, Tiny Tina's Wonderland is basically, from what I've been told, Borderlands 3 reskinned to be entirely within that D&D world that Tina always runs bunkers and badasses in.
From BL2.
Yep.
Makes sense. No, we've actually been playing Chaos Gate Demon Hunters lately.
Okay.
Basically a 40k reskin of XCOM 2.
Okay.
It's interesting to say the least.
Ah, crap! I got hit by a random encounter. Shoot.
Looks like someone took a wrong turn.
Yeah, another thing I don't like about the old, like, it's not that I don't like it, but like it's something I don't appreciate as much. They added random encounters to this game, so like if that's
so it's you don't know exactly what's going on when you go out.
Yeah, encounters just randomly spawn on the map.
And
then they also have a higher chance of spawning wherever there's tall grass. So it's more likely that the tall grass is where the encounters will spawn, but they could spawn literally anywhere, and they could spawn right behind you at any moment. I just have to kill one more of these buggers and the encounter is cleared. I just gotta pick which one I want to slay. There we... I didn't even get the chance. One of my passives killed it.
Nice.
Okay, pick up everything that's glowing. And return to the map. There we go. I am not going to go into the made-up dungeon. I am going to, however, try to go to the Weep Wild. In order to get to the Weep Wild, I have to go into the made-up dungeon, so never mind. Okay. Cheesy pickup. Alright, enter.
The key is surely safe within.
Not buying it.
Well, Tina made this a really difficult dungeon.
Well, it's the made-up dungeon. Of course it's going to be really difficult.
And it's gonna bamf us back out onto the world map. Called it. So the dungeon itself resets. Huh, Shatterclaw Burrow's now open to enter. That's Shadowgrave Burrow. Wonder why. Gonna go check, because that gate was closed earlier. Entering Barrow Gate. Okay.
So yeah, I'm having difficulty because Aiden doesn't know quite how to use Hero Forge.
Oh.
He's never done that kind of thing.
Okay, so you're thinking more Paladin.
Oh, he's playing a Paladin.
Okay, he's playing Paladin.
He's playing a Paladin Archivist.
An Archivist Wizard Paladin? Or
Basically, yeah, Archivists are basically divine wizards.
Yeah.
and yeah, and paladin. Focused, spellless paladin, so it's a warrior paladin.
Okay, gotcha.
So the only spell casting he has is the minor amount from the archivist.
Okay. Restocking on ammo.
In the immortal words of the heavy metal game master, we were all newbies once.
Fair.
Next time, learn to pick an easier mark.
Let me think. What race did you say he was playing again?
Human.
Playing Human, so Human Paladin.
Human Paladin, Tin Can. He's playing a revamped version of his old character, basically who realized that he needed armor.
Oh.
So think harassed librarian.
So he basically wasn't wearing any armor?
He was playing a full archivist in the last campaign we were playing in.
Okay. And I'm guessing he died because he didn't have armor?
No, he didn't die. That campaign is going to probably be abandoned.
Assuming...
Because I don't like playing with the other with some of the other people. They make me uncomfortable.
I'm assuming there's a story behind that.
We have a minor in that group. And not just that, but, they are very murder, hobo, loot whore oriented.
So, they think D&D is Borderlands, even though D&D is not Borderlands.
Well, how about this? You know you can't kill, allies in Borderlands, right?
Yeah, well, depends. I think there's a friendly fire option.
Oh yeah, I don't mean like allies as in fellow players. I mean allies as in NPCs that are not meant to die. Like you can't in Borderlands you can't kill Tiny Tina. You can't kill.
You can't kill Tina.
Lilith. You can't kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He basically did the. Oh, well, he's knocked out. I'm just going to coup de grace him.
One of those! Oh, no.
And take his stuff.
Oh. Eee. Ow. I don't even know what to say at that point. Jesus.
Yeah, and the other player, which so that's the first one. The other one is. Have you heard of the song "Because I Got High"?
A terrible meme, but yes.
Personified.
Persona 5 plus that meme?
No, that meme personified.
Oh, Persona 5. So he was stoned and wanting to kill everything.
I was gonna go to work, but then I got high.
So literally he...
I was gonna play D&D as well, but then I got high.
So he would miss sessions because he was high.
Or he would be high in sessions.
Oh lord.
Yes. There's a reason I have some of the table rules I have.
Yeah, for like to reduce distractions and shit. Yeah.
Like I don't mind having your phone because your phone, like for some of us, because ADHD is a thing and it helps us focus. But when it becomes a detriment to the game, then we have issues.
Alright, Alright. Be safe out there, Red. Have a good night.
Oh, you're actually live streaming.
Yeah.
Well then.
Red is one of my moderators. They are in the Netherlands. Their boyfriend is, I believe, an OSDD system, if I'm remembering right.
Fair enough, fair enough. Actually, we're OSDD.
Ah, congrats.
1B. We have an 80% memory retention rate, which is why we're not true DID.
Okay.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah. We don't have 80% memory retention. We have to go through the process of memory sharing every single time we have a full switch.
We are co-con with basically the ship's computer.
Gotcha.
All the time. The ship's computer is basically our memory holders.
Gotcha.
Is basically our major memory holder. And so basically any memories that get recalled through her.
Okay.
You've seen Star Trek, right?
Vaguely, yeah.
You any of the Star Treks, doesn't matter which one.
I'm assuming it's the thing, basically the database of where your memories are stored.
Bingo.
Okay.
But to go into a little bit more detail, our system is kind of like the crew of the Starship Enterprise, or of the starships.
Gotcha.
And the ones you see fronting are typically the bridge crew.
Okay.
And so we all basically look at the view screen, which is what we're seeing. Which is why we can be pretty co-con.
Yeah, like, we have something similar, where we have, like, a view screen in each of the main common areas.
Yeah.
But whenever there's a switch that happens, because the view screen is their access to the front, there's like a 5 or 10 minute delay.
Fair enough. For us,
you still there?
Yep. Sorry, we are distracted, but because we're vetting somebody.
Oh yeah, you're vetting the other person. Yeah.
Basically, because we only have one area that has access to the front.
Yeah.
Anybody who's basically off screen or outside of the bridge area is basically out of the front of the headspace.
When we're co-conscious, for us, it's like, I'm trying to figure, it literally is like the audience chiming in late on a delayed broadcast. So it's like reading a Twitch chat, basically, except with voices.
That's fair. That's fair. Ours is a little bit more instantaneous, but I guess that's probably, which is kind of weird because when we discovered that we were a system, which was only a couple years ago, our host Devin basically sat everybody who he could find down and said, "Okay, let's deal with this now," because our brain has always been very logical. And I know it sounds weird, but it's kind of how things work with us.
My twin and I were sharing the responsibilities of being the host for about 5 years while we were in a fugue state, for lack of a better way to put it. And
that makes sense.
So the person who's supposed to be the primary host is the one we call Tony, but the thing is, they've pretty much given up.
Yeah, our dead named host is basically did as well.
Oh, well, I mean, our dead named host is actually, like, dead.
Yes.
So,
dormant, dead, same difference.
This is just like when the witches revived.
I do mean, like, there's a difference between what Tony is going through and what dead name host is going through. Like, the dead name host is no longer present in the headspace at all. Tony is all that is left of him. And they've given up. So
that's understandable.
Yeah. But yeah, like, when we switch, there's like a 5 to 10 minute delay on getting all of our memories from before the switch back up to
and
speed.
basically getting the new person in the front up to speed, basically.
Effectively, yeah. And that 5 to 10 minute delay is the result of, again, it being more like a Twitch stream than an instantaneous, hey, this is something you need to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
The exceptions are me, my twin,
the two Kiras, right?
Yeah, and Tony. With Tony, now that Tony is fully aware and barely accepting the fact we're a system, even though we knew what it was but didn't have words for it until a couple months ago.
That's fair.
With Tony, it's basically the same as with the two of us. Our voices are very similar, our thought processes are very similar, and since Tony has basically completely given up, we assume that after some severe therapy, not physically severe, but like, after we go through and actually start working on it, Tony might be one of the many that are going to integrate and just be, like, not be anymore. Like, they will be, but they won't be. You do understand what I'm going for, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, at least I have an idea of what you're trying to go for.
Yeah.
I'm probably slightly wrong in that, but then again, direct translation is kind of hard.
Correct.
The old adage, wording is hard.
Yeah. English.exe has failed. But yeah, so to put it another way, Tony and my twin are both quasi-ready to be integrated. We literally just had an integration happen, though, and it was neither one of them. It was Lara with one of the very similar trauma holders. Lara... Like... Lara and this other trauma holder had no connection, and we didn't have a name for the trauma holder because said trauma holder hadn't figured themselves out yet. But...
And then they integrated?
And then they integrated before we even had a chance, so...
So they no longer be... So yeah, I can definitely understand that one.
Yeah, so... So Lara is still Lara because it's the only name that...
They know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of, like... I definitely understand, like... It's kind of weird because we haven't experienced an integration. yet.
Okay.
So I don't know why. I think maybe it's just the fact that we're as okay as we are, as fragmented as we are.
Gotcha.
If that makes any sense.
It does. I'm actually gonna go ahead and quickly end stream and jump over to using my phone here in a sec. So.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. No. The time I allotted for the stream is done, so I can hop over to my phone to continue talking with you. So don't be sorry. Nothing to be sorry about. So just give me a second. Ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, everyone exempt, everyone floating violently between the extremes, be safe, be well. Have a good rest of your night. Or your time zone if you're over on the other side of the world. And hopefully you get to have as much fun as a murder hobo on a rampage over the course of the next day.